I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
We're out to say welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Bocchi the Rock, Season 1, Episode 8. I'm sad. That feels weird going into this show. It's made me happy. I'm conditioned to be happy, but there's a canceled
what's
concert.
really funny? Yeah, when you said you were sad, my brain had like a mental fart moment where I was like, why is he sad before going into a Bocchi the Rock episode? Like, my mind completely has like erased the last content we got at the very end of episode 7 to the point that I was very confused.
It's kind of like new mothers have something within their anatomy that helps them forget the pain of
childbirth.
That's
what happened here.
Bocchi the Rock.
Yep.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sweet.
That sounds fantastic. Do you think people will still show up even if it's raining?
What?
She's upset. I like that we're getting both of them speaking about this. But still.
She's telling this to herself too, you know? You're right about the sound. The sound design's so good for it. Oh. I love Nijika's bow. It's around her like, it's like a bow tie this episode.
This is still good practice. In front of an audience, even if it's small. Yeah, you can do it too.
Oh god.
Party animal.
Of course.
Oh, the relief of maybe you don't have to worry about them. She would come in a typhoon.
That makes sense. We need a name!
That just learned about drinking parties. Stop! And they called her name.
Yes!
Yes! I love that, like, her parents could
blow away the typhoon.
And it's like the real people she's met. Like, that's so awesome! Typhoon goes away.
What a power up. I love the angles that they're shooting this at.
Interesting to see Rio so torn up. It's a mango box!
Prove them wrong. It's not like they can go outside.
They have to listen. They're stuck there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Typhoon. Oh, stop. That's perfect.
Yeah.
You chose a new drink to rep with, not Monster.
Yeah, it needs to be Starry. And the blue planet.
Come on, Bocchi. Oh, I feel like you can almost tell from Kita's voice that Kita's a little nervous too. It's a little like shaky, like not as confident as the first time we heard it.
You can tell though.
Oh. Come on. No one knows I'm here. Can you hear that, like, things are going at a different pace from each other?
The key, too. I'm just hopeful. It's okay. It's okay. We can regroup. We're fine. We're fine.
The new one, right?
Oh my god, I'm so happy.
They're looking up from their phones.
Oh yeah.
Don't push me forward.
Oh, what a shot.
Oh, I love that you can see them, the two girls. Oh.
I wonder if Kita's having a little bit of trouble trying to keep up. But that's what you need. You need to be pushed.
Don't push me forward.
Oh.
Is she worried she overstepped?
Yeah. No! Show me! Let me hear! That's all I want, the entire episode.
Just the songs, just the concert. Don't put her drinks on your tab. That's dangerous.
Kikuri. Yeah?
It's like Rio's idol, maybe. I treasure the memory.
Shinjuku.
Kita!
Oh my god.
Yeah, you don't have to emulate that behavior, Kita.
Why aren't we seeing Bocchi's face, though?
She's like passed out. Oh. We know that that infects people, so...
Yes. So worldly.
Trendy gibberish.
Cool sound effect.
Don't you hate people that can do that? Oh no. Are those the fries?
They look good.
Like potato wedges?
Mm-hmm. You know, the Stonehenge wedges.
San Diego.
Mm-hmm. Huh? Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Gotta be. Do you?
You're providing. That's an issue.
That's an issue. See? You gave him the benefit of the doubt too early.
Jesus Christ. God, I love this show so much.
Most people don't know what they're going to college for.
Oh my god.
Oh, we're back to this.
Mm-hmm.
How are your nieces and nephews? So that is typical.
No. Yeah. A compliment from Rio?
Manager.
I relate to Kita very heavily here.
I'm here, let's go. If it's your personality. And I'll eat some of your fries.
Live in the moment. It's a great line. Another great line.
Super popular. Didn't Nijika say there was more to it than she was gonna say? Of what her dream was?
I'm really glad that Bocchi's the one to go check on Nijika.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for ripping my headphones out. You were just so excited. Finally noticed. It was the same guitar. The real reason manager quit bands.
Oh, I am a wreck right now.
Tell her, be honest, be open, be vulnerable. Having you with us will make our dreams possible. Ah!
In certain runs in the song and the guitar, you can hear it go up the scale, and in one sequence it goes up and then back down it, and it is so gorgeous. Okay, that was Bocchi the Rock, Season 1, Episode 8. Okay. I feel like I look like an idiot probably watching this show. You know how like obviously we're like recording ourselves, right? And for like most of the, I'd say 99% of the shows, like I'm and episodes I'm very invested in, but even so, like I'm comfortable, like they're normal faces that I'm making, right? Other than like the crazy drastic expressions when I'm just like stunned over a moment. And usually what we're used to in the channel, it's very like we're trying to understand things, we're trying to laugh, or we are laughing, we're sad or we're horrified. Like I guess my face is used to those expressions more. But
Then just kind of this like dumb smile that's on your face
the
for 23
stupid,
minutes straight, like
dumbass,
plastered
stupid smile that I could only imagine I had while watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon for the first time growing up. I feel so unrock and uncool saying
uncool. That's funny.
and communicating this, but I love this show with all of my heart. I adore this show and I'm so invested in it, and I like I think that I'll probably rewatch this show 1,000 times, and it's one of those instances that regardless of every detail that I manage to be able to catch or write down during an episode that I love and appreciate, all of that is not enough to convey my appreciation and love subjectively and specifically for all of the moments that this show's able to bring. I adored this episode. I was crying when Nijika was talking. Her smiling while just talking about her life and her purpose and her investment and her hopes. Like I love this show so much.
I think that Bocchi the Rock is a good example for what got me into anime. Like it's a very specific thing that when I first started watching anime, like I obviously as a kid I had an older brother, and so I watched Pokemon and I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. We'd duel. We would literally duel together. But then when I got older, he moved out. I wasn't watching that type of anime anymore. And I remember rifling through, like, where you're going through channels, and they had like Disney and Cartoon Network all like next to each other. And then like right after those channels was some channel that at a specific time during the day had anime on it. And there was like a few shows, and I was never home for it. It was in a time slot that I was at school. And then sometimes if I was from school sick, I would just be like, okay, I guess I'll like click to this channel and see what this is about. It seems like it is content for someone my age possibly. And if I were to think of what that show was, which is not a prime example of what I'm saying, was School Rumble.
I've never heard of it.
School Rumble was on that channel. And so that kind of got me into, I want to see what else is out there. I want to actually like search for anime. Like I'm actually going to go out of my way to go on my computer onto some sketchy website that is trying to give me viruses, and I'm going to try to find anime. And once I started doing that, it started to like snowball in terms of me watching more and more and finding more and more shows that like I really liked, that I was almost like trying to figure out, why am I enjoying this more than the other shows that I used to previously watch before I suddenly found this show when I was sick, this channel that offered some anime on it.
Yeah.
And what I realized was like, even though it was in a cartoon, it was in an anime style, it was not real people, that there was more depth a lot of the time to what I was witnessing and what the stories were doing and what the characters were going through, that while also sometimes being fun and light and just something you're comfortable watching, something you can be cozy watching, something in the romance or slice of life genre specifically for me, something that while it can be talking about really tough subjects or really heartbreaking events or really like relatable events, it can also be a super comforting space. And that was something that was like so crazy to me of a concept. Like, how can I watch this thing and be crying but also feel like this is a safe space for me in watching this? And I feel like Bocchi the Rock is a great example of how a in surface level theme or concept for a show of a girl starting a band or joining a band and playing with her friends, a more slice of life kind of journey, could be also dealing with and talking about some really emotional subjects and be really unlocking a relatable and true character that has to do with social anxiety or insecurities or not living up to expectations either that you're putting on yourself or that you believe others are putting on you.
Yeah.
And it's so like, this is just a great example of exactly what got me interested in looking for more anime content when I was younger.
When it comes to like part of what we do other than react and watch the shows we're doing and discuss them, like I try to, think about them critically, and I don't think or know if we'd ever do it, but like in terms of like if you tried to rank every show that we've watched, you'd have tiers, you'd have every show on the list, right? And then you try to put them wherever we subjectively would like to put them. Separately, like that's me being like, okay, I'm going to try to be a critical like reviewer at this point. There's a separate list that has nothing to do with when I'm trying to be critical, analytical, when I'm trying to judge a story not only by feeling but on all aspects. There's a list that exists for me that is not long at all, that instantly during a show, like while watching it skyrockets to this like level of like it really resonates and connects with me like so specifically. I'm one of the obvious ones that on that list for me, I'm gonna say, because it's like I've said it 1,000 times, Mob Psycho, right? Like right off the bat, like it hits me so hard, and for so many different reasons that I can't explain it. But for Bocchi the Rock, man, it's so easily there, and it's like the unique camera angles they have, like shot like unorthodox shots, right? Or the animation style, the art direction, the way that they're bringing in different mediums of like of artistic expression, and like it feels so like so much love went into this story and this show, and it feels like whoever was the showrunner, the director, like it's so cohesive and so well put together, and it's like I just feel something so special and so much love for the show that it's just going to get annoying of me just being repetitive of
how much you like it.
I love it. I love it so much, and I love the reveal. I love everything. I love everything that went into the setup for this episode. I love how the parents didn't come and weren't able to come, but the people who bought the tickets were. I love that Shinjuku was there. I love that there was a connection with the older sister with Shinjuku. I love that the first song didn't go very well, and you could see how the feeling of looking at these two girls who bought the tickets' expressions absolutely tore me apart on the inside. And I love that Bocchi was the person who said that she was going to make the change, and I love the rest of the band's expressions and reactions to that. And I loved the way that Nijika realized that Bocchi was Guitar Hero. I loved every single thing about it, and I love the origin of Starry. I love the purpose of Nijika. I love the purpose of each person in the band. I love it. I just love everything.
I love that anime has these very drastically different things that it can offer, and not just two different things, but many. But two, as example, would be really epic action that is just like so crazy, that literally has you audibly being like, oh my god, whoa, and these hero like characters that you can like really support and want to root for, and really cry and get devastated when they get knocked down, but then be filled with hope when they choose to stand back up. This really immense and epic emotions that you can get with a more action storyline. But then when you get something like a slice of life or romance, what you get to see through audio, through creative choices, through choices of how to dress it up, dress up the story, that show something that is inherently maybe mundane to the everyday life, but show the beauty in it. And I'm like, the beauty in everyday life, or the beauty in little moments that you can have with someone, or maybe it didn't mean a lot to you, but when the love interest kind of brushes their shoulder past the female protagonist, and their heart skips a beat, like that's such a little moment, and no one else in the room can see it. Like those two, obviously two of many examples of what anime can do and what it can offer. And just for Bocchi the Rock, there is such creative choices to dress it up, to dress up the story. Not that the dressing up the story is necessarily necessary, but what it does is it shows extra care. Like you're dressing something up to show extra love and attention and care for it.
It shows a vision to me.
And a vision.
Yeah.
There are choices that are being made here to create an even better product, to show the story in the best light possible, to put it on a pedestal and be like, look what Bocchi the Rock is, look what this show is, look what this manga is.
People had an idea that they were excited about, and they were excited about every ounce of it. Every piece of work that went into this wasn't just work. And I like you can just I don't know, I just feel it through this show. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say my feelings towards the show again. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
I think that the point has
yeah,
come
I know.
across.
I'm sorry. That being said, though, a couple of other things that I did enjoy this episode. The idea of the game of life with the little Bocchi figure was amazing. I loved it. I thought it was super interesting that Nijika's older sister was in a super popular band at a certain point in her life, and I think that that's really interesting to explore maybe later down the line if she ever would pick up a guitar or whatever instrument she played again.
Right, when that first was brought up, just the idea alone that she used to be in a popular band, my immediate reaction was like, oh no, like did she quit I was thinking more in a negative and sad headspace of, did she quit the band because now she needed to be the mother figure for her little sister? But the way that Nijika had it come across, and the way the energy of the show had it come across, is there was a lot more love and in that sacrifice than negativity.
Yeah.
There was like a new dream was made together in that moment. Not that Nijika's older sister sacrificed her passion for her little sister's dream, but that they made a dream together that day and in that moment, and that manager feels completely fulfilled. That's the energy that's coming across, is that manager feels completely fulfilled and satisfied with the choice to run Starry and to have Starry, and to now see her little sister, who used to be in awe in the audience, on stage and getting better and better.
Yeah. God. Do you think that they're going to tell the rest of the band about Guitar Hero?
That's a really great question. We don't necessarily know exactly what the moment was. Like, Nijika doesn't say when during this episode she realized it, other than the fact, I should have realized it by your guitar.
I felt like we got like a little bit of
a hint of what the moment was. We got a moment of her looking over at Bocchi in like a flashback style from on stage earlier.
Where is it? After
Did she say it at the end after bringing up her sister?
No. I'm not a student. Say, you're Guitar Hero, aren't you? So I
Okay.
thought that there was a flash to her on the drums.
That's what I was thinking you meant.
Yeah.
But
was
would
pretty
that
obvious
moment
from-
be from the On Point way?
You were strumming,
you
and
were
I finally
strumming?
noticed you had the same guitar.
So was it the moment that Bocchi started playing that opening for their second song?
I think that it was during it. Yeah. I do. Because, like, I remember Nijika having just an expression on
Because
her
like
face.
I believe that we did get Nijika reacting to Bocchi's choice as we got everyone else reacting to this choice.
Yeah. But there was
We're looking for it. We're trying to see if there's any clear.
I think this
okay,
right
what
here.
you have right here, editor. Yeah. What we have right here.
I think that like it was a realization, you know.
We get the movement of like the eyebrows going up. Like we're in immediate shock to this and unsure what to do.
And then the next shot is of Bocchi's guitar. So it would be like the way that she's playing, the on point strumming, finally noticing the guitar is the same, you know. I see, and going forward about telling the rest of the band, I can see it two different ways. I could see it as, okay, it's out. I understand that I have been a hero in this instance, so I'm confident enough to reveal this to my friends now. Or it's like I'm going to wait until I feel comfortable like revealing it, like the original plan.
I think if some of the other bandmates also had realized in this episode, I think that it would be possibly particularly funny if when Bocchi works up the courage to mention it to the other two, Rio goes, "Oh yeah, I know. I realized during the..." And Keita goes, "What? Everyone knew but me?"
I for some reason have such like a confident feeling that Rio knows, even though that she probably doesn't. It's just like such a funny like.
She'd probably just say she knew about it, even if she didn't.
Yeah, what's the big deal? Or like, oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel too. It has 500,000 subscribers. I didn't tell you guys about it. You know, it's amazing. I don't think that they could have made the Guitar Hero reveal specifically to Nijika any better in any parallel universe. I don't think I could ever love anything more than the choices that they made to reveal it and why they did.
It's the reveal we've been waiting for, and it happened in a way that you don't expect them to.
You know what? Bocchi the 4 then.
Oh, no, I was definitely emotional before that too, but I think that was like a major...
That I've said this plenty of times, I'm sure, but works of art or fiction or media have the most potential. I love Bocchi the Rock, you know? Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. And on life upheaval, major moments in their life, and that I definitely majorly appreciate that.
I'm pretty picky about the types of like anime or media that I watch that like breaks that wall for me that I like put it somewhere in my room or my office or like have merch of it.
That wall of will I actually buy merch?
Yeah,
from this show?
Yeah, or like want to display something like Japan Sinks, right? I have a poster of that in my room. Like, there are very few. I'd say that I'm pretty limited about it. This is easily like I'm gonna be picky about it. Whether it's like after
Whatever
we're done the first season, yeah. Whether it's like a frame of like a manga panel or like something like obscure a bit. But there's no doubt in my mind that like I need something of Bocchi the Rock, like in my life day to day.
You're much more curated than I am. I'm like, ooh look.
Figure.
Look at this figure. Oh look. There's Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen sitting, and he'll like look like he's sitting on my bookshelf.
Like
buy it.
And it's also my like gauge if I'd want it, right? Is it's varying. Like for figures, oh my god. I can't like for me to actually like a figure enough to want it in like my area, that like percentage,
it would probably be like
minuscule.
$200 or something.
Well, I don't think price matters, right?
Sometimes it's just the more pricey figures are the more detailed figures.
It's not even about detail though. It's like how specific.
The specific outfit or pose maybe even,
or like art
character.
style. It's everything together. But I am very like rare about figures ever. But like posters I'm more lenient on, stuff like that, artwork I'm more lenient on, but I'm still pretty like, regardless, I'm getting something or need something of Bocchi the Rock, and I need to be reminded of this show. Not that I wouldn't think about it all the time, but I just want something in my day-to-day life of Bocchi the Rock.
I wouldn't be surprised, those little squid stuffed animals that you can flip inside out and it's a different emotion.
Yeah.
Because Bocchi has imagined herself in somewhat of like a slug-like shape, and even maybe similar to the octopus, that like, I could see there that there probably exists
That's
a plush of Bocchi that could do
it. Need
that.
to be
I'm not
more
saying
obscure.
that needs to be your thing. I'm just identifying that probably exists.
I think it'd need to be more obscure for my thing, you know?
You do like obscure. Like, would they necessarily know
it's from Bocchi the Rock. Yeah, exactly.
And get this reference unless they were like a fan of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I have you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we hope to see you next time.